Do you ever get the impression that your emotions are controlling you rather than you controlling your emotions? Do you go about your day like a machine without a sense of purpose? Do you feel too exhausted to follow your dreams? Hello everyone, and welcome to another brand new episode on my channel, Wonder Boho Book Club. Today I'll be talking about the book, The Charge, Activating the 10 Human Drives That Make You Feel Alive, written by Brendon Burchard. Brendon Burchard is a #1 New York Times best-selling author. His latest book, High Performance Habits, was a Wall Street Journal bestseller and named by Amazon as one of its top 3 best business and leadership books of 2017. In The Charge, Brendon argues that the only way to measurably improve the quality of your life is to learn how to activate the very 10 drives that make you most human. These drives are your desires for more control, competence, congruence, caring, connection, change, challenge, creative expression, contribution, and consciousness. These drives shape everything you think, feel, and do in life, so understanding and mastering them is critical to your success and happiness. Strategically activating these drives on a consistent basis is the fastest path to living a fully charged life. Before moving ahead, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Part 1. What's the story of your life? What does a happy existence look like to you? Do you have to have a well-cushioned job, an expensive home, luxury cars and exotic vacations to be happy? Generally speaking, people are led to assume that material possessions are the ultimate yardstick of human happiness. However, this need not necessarily be true. Since childhood, our parents and society at large teach us the value of certain virtues like self-discipline, ambition, perseverance, etc. By instilling these attributes in ourselves, we win others' approval. Since humans are social animals and always crave approval and love, we grow up developing the habit of doing things that will make others like us. Good as it is to be virtuous, the downside of the situation is that we often neglect our own desires and dreams, fearing that by following them, we'd lose our hard-earned approval and affection. We might appear to be a very successful person on the outside, with all the materialistic achievements under our belt, but we might be deeply unsatisfied and miserable deep inside, because we have to stifle our dreams and desires. According to the author, this type of existence is akin to living in a cage imposed on us by others and the society at large. A little better off than the caged ones are those who are moderately happy, living a good and stable life, both work and family-wise. However, their core desire is to be someone else, to explore other opportunities in life. But afraid that they might lose what they have now, they never take the plunge and quiet that little voice inside them. Then, there's the third category of people whom the author calls the charged ones, or simply the chargers. These are the ones that chart their own path, oblivious to others' opinions about them, and not conforming to the standard definition of success and happy life. Here, the author implores us to consider what kind of existence we are living at present. Are we living in a cage, living comfortably, or living a charged life? Part 2. Take control of your outlook on work and life. No matter what we do in life, all our efforts, achievements, aspirations are guided by one underlying motivation: happiness. The pursuit of happiness is our ultimate aim in life. Whether our life is caged, comfortable, or charged, we're all chasing happiness. According to the author, in order to live a life full of happiness and bliss, we need to activate the 10 human drives inherent in us. These drives aren't essential to survival, and it's even possible to find transient happiness. But if you're looking for sustainable happiness like everyone else, it's imperative that you learn to integrate these 10 drives into your life. The first 5 drives are called the baseline drives, as they address the basic inner feelings within us. These drives include control, competence, congruence, compassion, and connection. Let's begin with the first drive, control. The majority of life's occurrences are just out of your hands. Despite your best efforts, you have no control over traffic, others' opinion of you, or the weather. Nonetheless, your reaction to these situations is entirely under your control, and this often makes a significant difference in how you perceive life. The main difference between how a caged one and a charged one perceive life is that, while the caged one perceive the setbacks and failures as a confirmation of their own ineptitude, the charged ones see in them as mere occurrences and use them as opportunities to learn and grow. Here, the author gives a personal example to show the power of control. Bruce's father was diagnosed with leukemia. When he was informed of his condition, he refused to be bogged down by depression. Instead, he made it a mission to live out the remaining weeks of his life spreading love and joy. He was friendly with the hospital staff, had a very good sense of humor, and he was really proud of his family. Achieving personal control is the first step in establishing professional control at work. It all begins with a feeling of pride in one's work and the knowledge that one's efforts are seen and valued. Unfortunately, the majority of businesses do not foster an entrepreneurial spirit. They are reliant on large teams, and the little efforts of individual team members sometimes go unnoticed. However, a sense of ownership may transform a dreaded job into the one you have always wanted, since it gives you certain autonomy and freedom, while also instilling more accountability. Hence, try and find an opportunity where you could take the reins and spearhead a project. Part 3. Hone your competence. Have you ever marveled at a certain person's capacity to answer any question or to handle any situation, no matter how difficult that might be? Well, they were able to do so because they exemplified the second fundamental motivation, competence. According to the author, it takes 3 things to be competent. There is no limit to your ability to learn, perform, and finally master any endeavor you choose. Even the most difficult tasks will appear manageable if you are confident in your ability to accomplish these 3 goals. The contemporary workplace, however, tends to value multitasking over mastering certain abilities, thereby short-circuiting the confidence-competence loop. A lack of self-confidence prevents you from taking on initiatives that may help you develop a sense of competence, which in turn prevents you from ever feeling confident, and the vicious circle goes on. Even if you're confident in your ability to handle life's challenges, there will be times when expertise is necessary. A lack of confidence in your abilities will only lead to you shying away from great professional opportunities which might in turn lead to depression and misery. What the author suggests is that we should reactivate the confidence-competence loop by putting ourselves through a series of challenges. However, we shouldn't confound challenges with goals. Goals are something that we need to accomplish and need not necessarily be difficult. A goal could be something as simple as getting a haircut or taking your dog to the vet. However, a challenge must fulfill 3 criteria. They should be real, that is, difficult to accomplish, time-bound, and observable. For example, a professional dancer may endeavor to learn ballroom dancing, real, within 2 weeks, time-bound, with his trainer measuring her progress, observable. The author says that a 60-day speed learning challenge is a good place to get started. A new skill, such as learning a new language or learning to play a new instrument, may be learned in 2 months. Building your competence and increasing your self-confidence are the 2 main benefits of overcoming these challenges. By doing this, you can set the confidence-competence loop in motion again. Part 4. Attaining positive congruence between your self-image and your actions. More often than not, we find ourselves struggling to balance the work and home front. The result is that we often miss out on things that bring us and our family joy and happiness. For example, because of work pressure, you totally forgot to go watch your kid perform at a school play. Or, because you've been worrying yourself sick over an important meeting with your boss, you forgot to attend your parents' wedding anniversary party. If you want to be a better spouse or a better parent, you will need to engage the 3rd fundamental drive, congruence. Congruence is what aligns your behavior with your self-image and the person you're aspiring to be. According to the author, there are 3 tiers of congruence to be aware of. There might be positive, negative, or no congruence between your actions and how you see yourself. No congruence. If your behavior does not match your self-perception, then you're living a lie. You know deep down that you're not the best person you could be, and you're continually letting yourself down because of it. Negative congruence. The more negative congruence there is, the lower your self-esteem, and you will behave in accordance with it. In other words, you won't even put in any effort to learn a new skill, because you already believe that you can't do it, which will just reflect your low self-esteem. Here, your inaction is in line with your self-image, but deep down you're not satisfied since you have never pursued your aspirations. In contrast, if there is positive congruence, then you know both who you are and what you want to become, and you act accordingly. You are at ease with the decisions you have made, and you're satisfied and at ease with yourself. Achieving a state of positive congruence might be difficult. The best way to accomplish this is by setting yourself realistic standards and sticking to them, come what may. The author recommends making a list of 6 adjectives that describe your ideal self and 3 that describe the way you wish to treat others. Keep a copy of this reminder with you at all times, whether it's on your desk or in your handbag. This will help you remember and adhere to your standards on a regular basis, thereby making your life more productive and fulfilling. Part 5. Love yourself and others. Next, the author talks about the 4th baseline drive, caring. We all want to be loved and accepted for who we are. We all crave someone in our life who will take care of us. However, to properly care for others, we must first learn how to care for ourselves. And the first step on the self-care path is listening to your feelings. Ignoring your sentiments might be disastrous for your life in more ways than you can imagine. For instance, the author once coached a former football player who was having problems managing the automobile business he owned. Throughout his life, the athlete had suffered emotional letdown at the hand of others. As a result, he had grown to distrust people, so much so that he tried to keep people at arm's length. However, this aloof behavior of his did not go down well with his customers, and his car sales took a hit. As a remedy, the author urged him to begin listening to his feelings by spending a few minutes each day to check in with his emotions. Doing this, his business prospered as much as his mental well-being did. Another aspect of our overall well-being that we should pay attention to is our physical health. Take care of yourself by getting enough sleep, exercising optimally, and having healthy, balanced diets. Body and mind go hand in hand. Caring for both will improve your holistic well-being. Once you've figured out the way to balance your mental and physical well-being, you can focus on to learning how to take care of and give care to others. Part 6. Connect with others. Humans are highly sociable creatures. Whether we're depressed or related about something, we need individuals we can open up to about our thoughts and emotions. Our deepest thoughts can't be shared with just anybody. They must be shared with a person with whom we have an emotional connection. This leads us to the fifth fundamental drive, connections. Throughout our lives, we forge numerous connections, be it personal or professional. However, if you're looking for someone with whom you can have a special emotional connection, you must first of all be quite specific about what you want from a relationship. You should start by defining all your current relationships, your friends, family, colleagues, romantic partners, etc. Once you have done that, the next step is to categorize your existing friends into 3 segments. Old friends are those who don't play any significant part in your life anymore. Maintenance friends are those that you meet only occasionally, and growth friends are those that inspire and encourage you and make you feel great. Needless to say, it's this last category of friends that you should keep close to your heart. Part 7. Embrace change. Having covered the baseline drives, let's move on to the next set, the forward drives, which focus on achieving your goals and living the life you dream of. Let's talk about the first drive, change. Humans are accustomed to change biologically. We transition from a baby to a young person to an adult. Every day, the cells in our bodies are being replaced by new ones, and our brains are always on the lookout for new stimuli. However, while we have no control over our biological change, we sometimes try to resist changes psychologically. The main reason for this is that we are afraid we'll lose more than we'll gain. For example, you got a lucrative new job offer. The only snag is that it's in a different city. You might reject the offer outright, fearing that relocating to a new city will be cumbersome and you will lose out on the comforts of your current job and social life. However, if you had focused on the advantages of the situation instead, you might have realized that taking up the new job would help you get a bigger salary make new friends, develop your professional network, and also live in a more luxurious apartment. Another reason why we fear change is a lack of clarity. For example, many college grads find themselves in a quandary, not because they don't know what to do, but because they have no idea what options are out there. So, instead of floundering around in the dark, make some effort to chalk out the various possibilities and opportunities and make an informed decision thereafter. This way, you would embrace the change with open arms. Part 8. Challenge yourself. The next drive the author talks about is challenge. As mentioned before, challenge is different from goal in the sense that a challenge has to be sufficiently difficult so that it pushes your boundaries. The author suggests that you set yourself a challenge for each month of the year, and you work on these challenges no matter what. Don't let others' opinions sway you from your path. Once you have accomplished your challenges, you will realize that the joy you derive from your achievements are much bigger than the fear of rejection by others. Part 9. Evolve your creative abilities. Here, the author talks about the 8th drive, creative expressions. Humans have an innate creative potential. This is best observed in young children. Children are full of imagination, and there is something intrinsically appealing to youngsters about engaging in creative activities such as painting, singing, or building sand castles. Unfortunately, as we grow up, our creative sparks are often snubbed out as we are encouraged to be more realistic. However, encouraging our creative selves are of utmost importance, both personally and professionally. Creativity has a crucial role in developing one's sense of identity. One's self-awareness expands as a result, making it easier to build more meaningful relationships. In today's commercial environment, when design and innovation are the driving forces, the ability to think creatively is very crucial. A company's ability to compete depends on its ability to attract and retain employees who can think creatively. However, before you go about boosting your creativity, you must first determine how effectively you express it at present. The best way to boost your creativity is by immersing yourself in some creative task. It could be anything: painting, sculpting, composing poems or music, etc. Don't get disheartened if others criticize you negatively. Instead, go all in. Put your heart and soul into whatever you're creating, and don't allow failures to stand in the way of your progress. Part 10. Follow your passions and help build a better society. Next, the author talks about the 9th drive, contribution. Normally, we think of contribution as social service or volunteering at some NGO, etc. However, contribution can be done in other ways too. Whenever you're doing something that's benefiting others in some way, you're contributing towards the development and growth of those people. You can contribute as a financial manager, a teacher, businessman, etc., as long as the end goal is inclusive growth. Part 11. Evolve your consciousness. The 10th and final drive is consciousness, both thought consciousness and transcendent consciousness. Thought consciousness is the ability to be fully present in the present moment, to fully engage our senses, and to fully appreciate our own knowledge of our own being. Transcendent consciousness, on the other hand, is the sense that we are enveloped by a bigger force, an energy that unites all life and even binds the cosmos together. Since the dawn of time, humans have been pursuing both types of consciousnesses. In order to cultivate the first kind, we should be more aware of our thoughts. This can be achieved by developing our power of concentration and learning to control our impulses, especially the negative ones. Meditation can be of great help in attaining higher thought consciousness. In order to cultivate the second kind of consciousness, we should change our perspective and learn to appreciate the small pleasures in life. We should cherish the time we spend with our loved ones. Also, we should feel grateful for the technological advancements that we often take for granted. Gadgets like laptops, smartphones, etc. have made our lives much more comfortable. Once we learn to embody the state of consciousness, we'll be able to connect to the unlimited universal source of charge. Conclusion. It's tempting to focus on the contrasts that separate us as human beings. But no matter how varied we are, there is one thing that unites us all: the desire to be content. A meaningful and rewarding existence is what we all want. In order to choose which kind of life is right for us, the author encourages us to compare the advantages and disadvantages of various lifestyle options. Getting to know who you really are might be a challenge, but it's well worth it. You just need to tap into the basic urges that define our conception of pleasure and fulfillment. You will discover that your life is neither caged nor comfortable, but imbued with purpose when you apply these concepts into your daily routine. As a result, you will experience a sense of well-being and aliveness unlike anything you have experienced before. Thank you for watching this episode. Please don't forget to subscribe. Your likes, comments, and shares are highly appreciated. See you soon in our next episode.